How can we make the world better? By making ourselves better. The Dr. Joe Show explores how you can make positive personal change by using his groundbreaking and highly effective I Am approach to understand who we are and why we do what we do. Your small changes can have big effects.
Join us now for the Dr. Joe Show with your host, Dr. Joe Schrand.
Well, good evening, everyone out there. Good evening, 95.9 FM WATD listeners. Larry in booth there. Thank you so much for helping us out tonight. Folks, just so you know, this is going to be a really interesting show because our guest, first time ever, couldn't make it. So we are going to be talking tonight about the I Am approach. We're going to dig deep into it. We may even be able to take some phone calls, I think maybe 781-837-4900. But let me just review quickly the I Am approach, because I got to tell you, it really can be a very powerful technique. I had a friend who recently was going through some things and used the I Am approach. This is what he did. He understood that something had changed in his social domain, which was affecting the way he felt inside his biological domain because of the way he thought he was being seen by others. He then was able to step back and recognize that this was affecting some of the things going on for him at home. Because at home, he was perhaps a little bit more withdrawn. He seemed a little bit more depressed, perhaps a little bit more anxious. The people around him became concerned, and they also wondered, what's going on with you? How are you doing? Which changed his biological domain because his IC domain realized that he actually did have value. Now, how many people could use this technique right now, just in your own world, in your own life, as you think about all the things that are happening in your social domain, in your home domain, how that affects the way you think you see yourself and the way others see you, and how that then affects your biological domain. So it gives us an opportunity to step back and look again at who we are and why we do what we do. And there are so many opportunities to do this at every moment of every day because we are human beings. And human beings really want three things to survive. We want food, shelter, and the ability to mate. Basically, we need resources, residence, and relationships, what I call the 3 R's. What are the resources that I have in my life that help me survive? Where am I doing that survival? What is my home? And who are the people around me? Who are those people that I can trust, who can help me realize that I have value and that I am worthy of survival? That's part of who we are as human beings, folks. Let's not forget that we really are these remarkable survival machines. We've been around for millions of years, surviving, managing the resources, figuring out who we can trust, needing to feel valued. And that has not changed. What's changed are the stressors around us, the challenges around us, but also the opportunities around us. Remember my phrase, every friend was once a stranger. Every friend was once a stranger. We may be afraid of strangers because we think they may challenge our resources, our residence, our relationships, but each one of them has the potential to be a friend and part of our group. Think about that. Rather than us living in this world of stress and fear, we can really be surrounded by a world where our oxytocin, that neurohormone of trust and happiness, can excel because we are reminded of our value by others. And every time you remind someone of their value, you increase your own value. And that's what friends are for. So remember, guys, the I Am approach, the idea that we are always at a current maximum potential. This is who I am. This is me. I matter. I created this back in 1982. 1982, I had a career in theater. You know, guys, I'd been on that TV show many, many years ago in 1972. 10 years later, I'm there, finished college, wondering what to do, and I decided that I would go to medical school. Yep. My mother was an actress. My father was a physician. Those were the only two things I was going to be able to do in life. And I decided, having had a career in theater, that I wanted to try medicine as well. I'd worked for a little while at CARE as a development research writer and analyst. I helped raise funds for overseas projects. And as I was doing that, I realized as I went overseas that I was treating people retail. I was helping people that I would never meet. I was writing up these grants, making a lot of money for CARE. So we could then help these organizations and other people in countries far away. That I didn't realize influenced the second truth of the I am, which I'll get to. So anyway, so I wanted to, go to medical school so I could actually work with people in person, not just far away, but in person, just one-on-one, just us. And in order to get to medical school, I had to take a medical school exam. And in order to do that, I had to redo all of the neurosciences, not just neurosciences, the basic sciences like calculus and physics. Yeah. And I just want to know people are still awake because it's true. Whenever I say physics, people immediately yawn and fall asleep. But in physics, the symbol capital I stands for a potential current. It's part of an equation for electricity, the energy that drives so many things. And I thought, what if we just flip it upside down? And instead of calling it a potential current, what if we call it a current potential? And what if we look at all of us at this maximum current potential, doing the best we can at every moment in time with the potential to change in the very next second to another best we can? What if we are all doing the best we can, but influenced by and responding to these four domains? Our home domain. No one's going to argue that your home has had an influence on who you are. I mean, we know that. I've now worked with thousands and thousands of people, some of whom had no home, which had an influence. They were orphans, they were adopted children, wondering about their value because their home domain appeared to have abandoned them early on. Their home domain. And you know what? What's really great is we have a guest on the line who's willing to jump in as well. Come on in, Pib Wright.
Hello, Dr. Joe. How are you?
Good, Pib. I'm so glad you're here. I'm delighted. What's going on with you?
I'm excited to call in. I heard tonight was going to be your discussion on the I am approach, so I've been listening in. Very excited to be able to listen to your show. This is the first one I've caught in quite a while, but it's been great.
But it's great.
So I did have a.
Go ahead.
So I had a question about the I am approach when it comes to like longitudinal care of patients versus like short-term interactions with like a patient you may be meeting for the first time. In the regards like how you can build up the trust very quickly when usually these things take a long time to build in relationships to create that value.
That's a terrific question. And I wonder whether you would mind just putting it in context. Why would Pib Wright be asking a question about patient care?
Well, Joe, you are my mentor, but I am about to be hopefully going off to medical school very soon. I just have my MCAT exam left to complete.
Woohoo! And I tell you, it was studying for the MCAT. That's why I had to take physics and understand it. So let me answer your question in this way. What I do with my patients now that I've been doing this for so long is they all learn the I am. They all learn about the I am approach to help them understand that they are not broken and that I will always be seeing them as being this person who's influenced by the domains. I will respect and value them. And as you guys know, that's my phrase. Respect leads to value, and value leads to trust. And with that trust, we can really explore who we are and why we do what we do without the fear that we're going to be judged as less than. Now, that's the first visit. And in the first visit, I make it really clear to my patients that I will never lie to them. I will never bull them. And that I expect the same from them, right? Because if they lie to me, because I don't lie, if they lie to me, I will believe their lies, I will treat their lies, and they will get treatment of something that may not be real. So
Yes.
the I am is saying, let's explore who you are and why you do what you do. And this then, it's been remarkably powerful because it does develop this relationship almost within minutes that this person realizes they can trust me. They can trust me with their secrets. Because from a theory of mind point of view, from that I see domain, a secret is not a secret because of what we've done. A secret is a secret because we worry, how will someone judge me if they know my secret? And will they see me as less valuable? So by applying the I am to patient care, and they're really my patient teachers, by applying it, you can immediately build this rapport and this trust. And that then does a whole bunch of stuff in their brains, including decreasing the cortisol, the stress response, which in and of itself is going to help them with whatever they need to manage in their biological domain. Does that make sense?
Yes, certainly. Thank you so much for answering that.
You're welcome. And what do you think? Is having been a patient, do you find that physicians or practitioners are doing that? Do you feel you can tell people what's going on with you?
I think that as both, because I mean, I was a patient myself with appendicitis for about a month and a half as a child. Um, One of the first things I see working in the hospital now, on the nursing team, is being able to have that shared experience with patients is just like one of the many building blocks that you can use to get towards a relationship with them where they're willing to trust you with their care, because I think that's such an important aspect of just healthcare in general, is having that repertoire between you and a patient built on trust when there's been so much mistrust of the medical system as it has been in this country.
Yeah, it's so true.
And I really appreciate the foundation that you've built for future physicians to work upon with this approach, to show patients that doctors are people too, and kind of break down these hierarchies that lead to some of this mistrust within aspects of healthcare to get patients the best outcomes possible.
Well, I appreciate that, Pib. My oxytocin is going through the roof. I really do hope that we can have this this influence on our field. You know, my dad was a physician, and it was a very different way of being in a group. You know, physicians were this, this elevated position, and I think that we have a knowledge in a deeper way about anatomy, but not necessarily in a deeper way about who we are as human beings. But we've dissected human bodies, right? I mean, that's part of our training. Not everybody gets to do that. But when you do that and you are amazed at who each of us is and who we are, if you look at this inner world, um, by really respecting that in other people, I think we send that message that's so important, that you're valuable and you can share whatever is going on with yourself. It's the only way I can help you is
For
to
sure.
understand who you are. So you're on track, right? Studying for the MCAT. Suppose the MCATs are the major medical school admission exam, not an easy exam. What do you want to just give our audience a quick rundown? What subjects are going to be covered in it, Pib?
Well, this week I've been working on enzymes and like inhibition of enzymes, but it's everything from biology that you would learn in honestly high school through biochemistry, physics. They test your reading skills. It's kind of like the MCAS. And then there's a huge section on psychology and sociology, so the demographics of health.
Yeah. And it's a wonderful window, and people are just looking to see that, the people that they bring into medicine have an appreciation of the complexity of it. And then after that, there are different board exams, boards part 1, 2, and 3. And I can tell you that my boards part 1, which was one of the most difficult examinations I have ever taken at the end of one's second year of medical school, was put into perspective for me, because literally 12 hours before I had to sit for boards part 1, Sophie Strand was born.
Wow.
And I had been up for hours with Carol, and it put everything in perspective. I actually fell asleep during the exam, and my friend Bruce Swarney, Dr. Bruce Swarney, I hope you're listening. He woke me up a couple of times and put everything in perspective. And look what Sophie's doing now, folks. You can see her on YouTube with the Great American Electric Road Trip. She has been picked up by PBS and Nature. And it is an incredible, incredible show. It is an extension of Science with Sophie. And I really hope people check it out. Go to YouTube, type in Science with Sophie, and it will come up. And the other thing I just want to boast about, having sat and passed my boards part 1, 2, and 3, and thanks to Sophie, is she is also in the Obama Presidential Center, Science with Sophie, and Sophie Strand as a change maker. So I could not be more proud. And Pip, I am so proud of you, and that you are willing to do this for so many people, for all those strangers who I know you will help.
Worseman, thank you,
Wow.
Dr. Joe.
Thank you. And you're going to do great. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, audience. Larry, thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, everybody. See you next week.